YouTube? Welcome back to another Film Geek episode, and today is a very special episode because this is the first time I'm going to be doing an actual new movie in theaters review, and it's also my first video with my fiancée, Charming Amy.
Hello.
And this is going to be the format of the new movie reviews moving forward. I might do one by myself, but in general, I'll probably have someone with me. If not Charming Amy, it's going to be one of my friends. Maybe What's Up Pam? Someone like that. Who knows? I got some other friends out there, as unbelievable as it may sound. I do. Anyway, so today we are going to see Jurassic World Dominion. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I am not overly excited to see this film. I did not enjoy the last film that came out, Fallen Kingdom. I'm not going to go into the details. This is not a Fallen Kingdom review. This is a Dominion review. That's going to be a thing, I guess. I just mispronounce things. And if you can see him here too, this is our buddy.
There's a Frenchie-saurus Rex.
Our Frenchie Mr. Beans is with us today. So anyways, back onto things. So I'm going to let Charming Amy take over for a moment here because the franchise is something near and dear to her heart. So why don't you explain your stories of this franchise? Or you just love of dinosaurs?
Just dinosaurs. Okay, so it all kind of started with The Land Before Time. My mom and I went to go see it, and I fell in love with dinosaurs. And since that point, I grew up in a town of 500 people, and the only thing to do during the summers was to go hang out at my age at the library because our librarian was our neighbor. So I spent a lot of time combing through books about dinosaurs, you know, when I was real young, and I loved Land Before Time. I watched that VHS until I think it died. And then along came the previews for Jurassic Park. And I was absolutely and immediately enamored with what that movie was going to be. And so one of my aunts who lived in the same town, I have two cousins, one the same exact age as I am by a day or 2 days apart, and the other one a year younger. And Aunt Linda had asked me if I wanted to go see Jurassic Park on opening day with them. I was just like, yes, I'm going to go see this. However, my mother wanted to go see it with me. And so she's like, no, you can't go see it. We're going to go see it on Saturday. And so, lo and behold, I was just like, I'm not going to wait to go see this. I need to see this now. So I kind of lied and snuck out of the house with my aunt and my cousin to go see it opening day. I don't think my mom knew where I was. But you know what? It was amazing. I just, again, fell all in love with dinosaurs completely again. And got back home, and I got into a lot of trouble for going and seeing that movie without one, permission, and two, without my mom, and three, sneaking out of the house to do it at the age of 12. Yeah, so, but you know what? The whole thing was worth it. It's one of those movies that has completely stuck with me through my life as just one of my absolute favorite movies. And then, you know, this next series, the next two movies came out. I like those as well, just again because dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, they're fun popcorn movies. And then the latest series came out, which was not my favorite, but the first one was okay enough. The second one was just like, oh my god, are you kidding me? So this third one, we're going to go into it with hopes that it's just going to be a fun, nostalgic popcorn movie.
Yeah. Like I said, I had zero expectations because I'm coming from a place of I don't really have anything vested in this. I have no real emotional ties. Like, I saw the original film in '93. It was actually my 18th birthday. right? My friends, I worked at Atro Bartle Scout Reservation, all right, Boy Scout stuff. And I was on staff there when I turned 18, and when you're 18, you were able to go out and have nights out. So my buddies decided to take me out for the evening for a good time, and we went and, how Boy Scout of a 18th birthday is that?
Right.
We went and saw a movie about dinosaurs. It was PG-13. I'm 18 years old. I went and saw a PG-13 movie and was like, yeah, cool. Now let's go back to, teaching kids about snake bites and how to, how to save, do like life-saving techniques and stuff like that. So that was really my connection with it. I'm a fan of Steven Spielberg. And that's what it boils down to. And that's why my friends took me. They knew that he had a new movie coming out. I was really excited because of who was directing it. And I had read the book by Michael Crichton, which I always have found funny that, what does Michael Crichton have against amusement parks?
I don't know. I read the book too, and like I said, but again, my thing for dinosaurs, I loved that book. I think I read it like 3 times.
And we have Westworld. Where it's like, hey, everybody, come check out the Wild West. You can live out your fantasies in the Wild, Wild West. And then the robots go crazy and kill everybody. And then later on down the road, he writes Jurassic Park, where we have science creates clones this time. And they go crazy and kill everybody. Although I always feel like these films are more based in consumerism than science. Because the science worked. They made dinosaurs. Science was solid. It was the fact that consumerism got involved, and that's even in the first film. I feel like Hammond was really trying to make these accessible for everybody. They make a very quick mention of that in the first film when the lawyer was like, we're going to charge $2,000, and he's like, yeah, we'll talk about that later. So you get a hint that he was not in this for the money. He was in this for, giving the gift of dinosaurs to the world.
Right. Well, so was Maserati in Jurassic World too, but look what happened to him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't remember the names of the people in the new movies. I don't. We just got done watching the second one too. Like we binge watched all the Jurassic Park movies, and I can't remember his. Okay, Owen is Christopher
Grady.
Pratt, right? Mm-hmm. And then
we have Claire,
and I don't know.
And Maisie, the girl.
Everyone who dies. If it's not
everybody
them,
else dies.
If it's not them, everybody dies.
Dr. Wu, who was there for a brief, short period of time in the movie in the last one.
Oh, B.D. Wong?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. B.D. Wong.
Yeah.
That's my man. I was excited to see that guy coming back. I'm like, Special Crimes is involved in this one. All right, well, okay. Well, enough. We got to get down there to see this movie. So we're about ready to head out here. Keep watching. We're going to come back. I don't know if we're going to do spoilers. I'll let you know when we get back. We might do spoilers in the review. We will warn you if there's spoilers, because maybe this movie blows our mind and we want to tell you all the cool stuff about it. Or maybe this movie is just, whatever. Check it out. But when we get back, we'll let you know if this film is something that you should see in theaters, rent, or maybe just pass it up. We are back, and we're just now getting back to the house, got everything set up to do our filming and everything. So we're ready to talk about Jurassic World Dominion. I can't do it for some reason. I want to call this movie Jurassic World Domination, and I'll probably get to that in a moment, because I think it's a more fitting name. Anyways, now you're the big fan here. You are the super fan of the Jurassic Park. Series. We are going to do that for this video. Okay, we're definitely making sure that we are going to distinguish Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. There's reasons. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear from a fan.
Okay, going into it again, I was expecting the nostalgic factor to be a big part of it, and I don't know if I would be called disappointed or just kind of with it. It did include all 3 of the characters, and it had, from the original movies, Ellie Sattler, Grant, and Ian Malcolm. It had those 3 in it, but it just felt very flat.
Yeah.
It felt really just like their presence, except for Ellie Sattler, who took a pretty lead role in a lot of situations, but it just felt flat with those three characters. Like, the nostalgic factor wasn't as wow or anything like that.
No.
It had a few scenes in it that you're like, oh, I know where that came
There's
from.
like some wink and nods.
Yeah.
There's, it's not like MCU level or even like, what was another good comparison? The MCU type of Easter eggs they like to Ghostbusters
like
Afterlife.
Yes.
Ghostbusters Afterlife is a great example of bringing in like legacy characters, building nostalgia. A lot of people feel like that movie might have overdid it with the nostalgia a little bit, but they handled it a lot better than this film, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, I wasn't disappointed that they were there, but then they didn't bring a lot of excitement either.
No. And so we did decide that we are going to do spoilers. We are going to do a spoilers after this. We'll announce when we're going to get to the spoiler section. I don't feel like we've given away anything bad by just saying
No, I
these
mean,
things.
because all three of those characters are in the trailers.
Right. Yeah, they're in the trailers. There's no big surprises. In fact, there's no big surprises.
No, not really.
There's nothing. Nothing really kind of went like, whoa!
No twists. There's not really any twists or turns or anything in this.
No. The legacy characters were literally there just because.
Because.
Why not? This is our last movie, so we have to put those people that they love in it.
I mean, Ellie Grant kind of ignited the whole thing off. She had a purpose for being there. It was a bigger investigation for her overall, but the other two were just kind of
served no purpose.
No, not really.
They really served no purpose whatsoever. I mean, Sam Neill just felt like, hey, remember me?
Hey, I was in Jurassic Park.
Hey guys, hi, remember me? I got my hat. Look at that.
Yeah, don't forget your hat.
I got my plaid shirt and a hat. Remember memories.
Yeah, and I always have to look down and then look up on.
Oh yeah, I forget about that one.
He's like.
I love that.
He did that a few times too.
Yes, he did have his moments. Some of those too.
Yeah.
There's a definite. Anyways. So again, none spoilers because those are just things his character does.
If
that's
you've
Alan.
seen Jurassic Park,
Exactly. We're basically that's where the nostalgia lies. Is the fact that Sam Neill is a good actor.
Yeah.
That's really. All right. So, anything else you'd like to say about the film?
That there was just overall the plot was nothing I expected when you saw the trailers.
No, I'm going to say that also. The trailers, I'm not going to say the trailers are misleading.
No, they're not.
No, because there's dinosaurs.
Yeah,
there's people running.
There's definitely dinosaurs.
And so I don't feel like I was misled at all. As somebody who really does not care about this series in any way, shape, or form.
It's not that I felt misled. It was just like, where did this come from?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just... It was bland.
It wasn't a bad plot point. I mean, the plot of it overall was just like, you know what, that's really cool. I mean, that's a neat idea for, a movie.
A movie, yeah.
Right, but it was like the dinosaurs and the whole plot were just kind of two separate...
The dinosaurs are almost like the legacy characters. They're like, hey, remember those dinosaurs?
Hey, we're back.
Hey, dinosaurs, here we are. Like every now and then... Oh, hey, we need a jump scare. We need a jump scare right now.
Or like,
dinosaur.
Here's a returning, because in the trailer they did have the Dilophosaurus.
Yes.
And so, the return of the Dilophosaurus in the series was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a neat dinosaur.
It's a neat dinosaur. I do think that it's real life. Well, I shouldn't say real life, but it's the counterpart of today. That the lizard that runs on its back legs, like, I love that dude.
The Dilophosaurus?
No, not the real lizard, but the lizard today that's like it.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He like jumps up on their hind legs and just tear ass running.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those things are great. But other than this, so I enjoyed a documentary about that lizard that runs on water more than this movie.
Yeah.
All right, so my opinion. It's not a terrible film. It's very well made. I am going to say that right now. This film looks freaking amazing. It looks amazing. I can definitely see some awards coming down the way for cinematography.
Music.
Yes, the music was amazing. The sound effects. And yes, the CGI, you know me, I normally bitch about CGI. It looked real. It was not just cartoon characters like, oh, I'm Black Panther, like jumping around and shit. It looked like dinosaurs come to life. And so in that regards, it was a win. I can't say that I was fully entertained. I can't sit here and honestly tell everybody out there in the YouTubes that I was entertained by this film fully. It definitely drags.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
It's over 2 hours,
Yeah.
not like an insane 2 hours, like 2 hours and 8 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, it starts out as kind of an adventure movie, and then it goes to we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
In an area.
It's just really...
Dinosaurs.
Hey, look, now we're at a place with a bunch of dinosaurs. Oh, wackiness ensues. Oh, look, I'm stuck in a closet just like that one time, and then the dinosaur goes roar,
Yeah.
and then I'm okay, though.
Well, I mean, the dinosaur action was fun. I'm not gonna.
Oh
say
no! Again, that goes back on the
dinosaurs were a lot of fun to
action.
watch.
The action is on point. The you know what this? Okay, I mean, it is a entertaining family film. This movie, if you have 10-year-olds or whatever, I know it's a PG-13, but I think a 10-year-old can watch this. There was nothing really too awful. Anything. It's like an MCU movie, you know. So I feel like maybe kids are going to really like this, and that brings me to a point. Okay, I have mentioned before the day job. I work at a museum. One of our things is dinosaurs, and kids really dig Blue. Kids really liked Blue in the last movie. I think Blue sold probably action figures. I'm sure there's plenty of Blue action, but I've heard plenty of kids refer to velociraptors at our museum as the Blue dinosaur. So one of my complaints about this film is absolute underutilization of Blue. In the trailers, they make you think that Blue is going to be like a really big character in this film. And I can't believe I'm this upset over a dinosaur CGI. But Blue was my favorite part of the last film.
She had a minor part that included some adventure piece to it.
A little bit, like a little bit.
She wasn't the adventure.
No.
She wasn't part of it. She's just kind of...
I thought we were going to have... I mean, okay, I thought this film would at least go into just a little bit of a little absurdity. Just a little... I mean, it needed it. This film needed cheesiness. It tries to take itself way too seriously. And it tries to have a message, and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And... like I said, I think that this is I'm not gonna label it don't see it. I am gonna say that I believe that this is a good film to rent. You know, the old $5.99 whatever when it drops on rental services. I believe that that's a good amount. I think that unless you're a super fan and you just gotta see how this ends, go see it. You probably already have, so my opinion matters not. If you have kids that love the first two movies, take them to see it. I mean, it's not terrible. Guys, I sat through Transformers 2 for my children. You can sit through this movie for yours if you've got some dinosaur fans.
I mean, it's a lot better than Transformers.
It is way better than Transformers 2. All right?
It's not nearly as painful to sit through as any Transformers movie.
Now, the last thing I'm going to say before we move on to the spoiler section, and that is that these days our films have to have a good deal of comedy. One thing the MCU has proven is, the droves, they love the jokes. And sadly, this movie tries and does not deliver with the jokes.
No, it wasn't like a funny movie.
No, it was not a very funny movie.
It was just action. There
were moments that you can tell a joke was attempted, like... It was like a sitcom, like it's like they would pause for the laugh track and then move on. It's just like, oh boy.
I'm not laughing.
That wasn't funny.
It didn't really land. I guess I'm such a literal person anyways, and sometimes jokes go over my head, so I think like everything must have went over my head.
It's just none of the jokes were funny. Okay, guys, let's get that out of the way. Children might laugh at them. Again, we're going back on the kids. Maybe the jokes in there, because there's stuff like, something doesn't quite go the right way, and things go a little awry or something like that, and then Chris Pratt will look to the camera and be like, well, that didn't go right. That's kind of what we're talking about. I mean, it really is. And, oh, man, you know, I'm not going to beat up Chris Pratt, because I do enjoy Chris Pratt. But don't expect a star. This is not an Oscar-winning performance. Chris Pratt was...
And he's definitely not Star-Lord in these movies.
No, and I guess in a way I respect that, because he's really trying to not be Star-Lord in this film. So that means he is so uncharming. He's not funny. He's horribly uncharming. I'm not saying he's unlikable. He's not unlikable. He just doesn't have any kind of camera charm. Like, he's not charming the audience as a character. He's just kind of like, oh, I'm the man, so here I am to take care of things. And then, like, you know, Claire shows up, and he'll be like, make it like, huh, what do you know? The little lady did it. You know, I mean, it's stuff like that. You know, it's like, it's, all right. Anyway, so that was the last thing I want to talk about. Now, at this point in time, I would like to say, if you don't want to know any spoilers, do not go any further. So thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed things today, please subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, hit the thumbs up to let me know you liked the video, all that jazz. Now, if you're sticking around, let's get to it. 1, 2, 3, what the fuck?
Okay, so locusts.
Locust. This movie is about fucking locusts.
It's about locusts. So, like, the plot of it is that the reason why I say Ellie Sattler was the prime driver of all this whole movie is because she is a paleobotanist. And she, for some odd reason, got done with paleobotany, and she was doing just regular, like, agricultural studies and stuff like that. So she went out to a field and discovered that giant locusts that have been released from somewhere have been decimating the crops across the Midwest. Because, and she's like, where did this come from?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like locusts. They have at no point in time in this series has anyone made prehistoric insects.
Yeah, and...
Where the hell?
Well, and then she's like, where'd these come from? And then so magically she gets I don't even remember how she got that book from Ian Malcolm. It landed in her hands, and somebody, it was either Alan Grant or somebody else said that they had something to show her. And look, we need to go to this facility
right now. It just shows up. She's out in the field, like, doing something, and, you know, she got invited to join the Avengers Initiative, basically.
Kind of.
You know, it's like, I'm building a team of experts to overthrow the bad guy.
Biodyne or whatever.
Biodyne, yes, which
I don't even know what it was, honestly.
I think, I'm not 100% on this because I'm not a super fan, but I think Biodyne, that was the company that was trying to get the embryos in the first movie.
Yeah, with the Barbasol can with Dennis Nedry.
That Newman worked for, or was getting paid to work for.
Dennis Nedry.
Newman.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Newman. I love that guy. I do know his real name, but whatever. Anyways. So go ahead.
So... they go on this crazy adventure to get into, you know, this building with the help of Ian Malcolm and one of the top scientists in the building.
Top men.
Yeah, like...
They're going to hand it over to top men.
Well, I mean, he was a good guy, but I was, like, surprised he didn't get caught as much as crap as he was doing to help out those two.
Exactly.
He pretty much gave them the keys to the whole building. And it was like, okay, go take a tour of the building and go get in...
So I gotta go away for a little while.
Go get some samples to prove that our company put those locusts out.
Just go out there. Thank God we have famed paleontologists with a job that really shouldn't exist anymore on our team.
So, yeah. And then they get the sample, and then they end up finding... Oh, yeah, and the girl. She was another...
Oh, yeah, the clone girl.
Amazing.
We can't forget about
the clone girl.
The plot
she
device...
She was kind of tied to Blue.
Well, she was tied...
And the baby raptor.
Yeah, she was tied to Blue, the baby raptor, and the locusts.
Yeah, okay, so... yeah... So the reason why the girl Maisie was born is because her mother was a famed scientist who cloned basically herself without a genetic condition and.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I want to say something after you're done.
Oh, and she had a genetic condition, and so her mom fixed all of her genes and then just basically recreated herself and gave birth to her
for no reason.
I mean,
that's all I wanted to say is they never explain the reasoning behind her giving birth to herself.
Yeah.
It's just like, was there a reason why? Did the baby have to grow in a human womb for the clone to work?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, but just some quick answers would have done me good, because the whole time I'm just sitting there going, this is the most arrogant fucking thing I've ever seen before in my life. I gave birth to myself. Yeah, how does that sound?
But, so the way the girl and the baby raptor, because Blue is female, as we've known from all the rest of the movies.
Yes.
And what's irritating is that they're like, oh, she's made of, they talk about gene splicing and all these different various animals into all these dinosaurs when they first created them. And they're like, oh yeah, and she's also made from such and such DNA, and they can also reproduce by themselves.
Oh yeah, by the way.
And we're like, okay. And so now
just
Blue
like her
has
mom.
a baby, and that baby's so fucking cute though. He's so adorable. She's so adorable.
Oh man,
whatever.
so many stuffed
He's so
animals.
cute.
So many stuffed animals
so
are getting
adorable.
sold.
But they call her Beta, and so Beta and Maisie are the keys to solving the whole locust crisis. Oh, we haven't introduced Evil Tim Apple yet.
We'll get to that. I want to do him. I'm actually
You
gonna
can
do
do Evil Tim
Hey
Apple.
guys, I gotta take a quick jump cut and grab another one of these because I'm almost out. I need
Okay.
this. We're back.
Okay, so anyways, we need to finish the reason why Blue and Maisie are important. So Dr. Wu is like this frail, sad older man in this lab now, and he's still around.
Dude, like this is, I was thinking this the whole time. I'm like, okay, B.D. Wong. All right, B.D. Wong, in between taking down the scum of New York, has been in 4 of the 6 movies.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the one who essentially manufactured, I wouldn't say it wasn't his idea, but he manufactured the locusts that are now creating world famine.
Right, because he makes dinosaurs.
Right,
so he knows how to make
he's
bugs
doing
too.
all this stuff, whatever. But Maisie, since Maisie was created from her mother, and Blue was created from her mother without male fertilization, that for some weird reason they contain the key to understanding why how to kill these locusts.
Yes. No real.
So,
no real.
The more I think about it, I don't really understand the connection, but okay.
Your head's starting to hurt a little bit. That's why the jump.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like so much stuff happened.
So much. That was another thing too. Way too much stuff was going on at the same time, because for like almost the entire film, none of the characters are together. Okay, like the Jurassic World and the Jurassic Park people are not together. But the clone girl ends up with the Jurassic Park people because
Just a little while, yeah.
a child has to be with Alan. That's the rule.
Yeah, Alan always has to have a kid with him.
Alan has to have a child with him at all times so that Ellie could feel that father in him and go, maybe
he does like
maybe
kids.
he does want to have a child with me, even though I'm 57 or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Alan's 75.
But they're all past that now. So
yeah, so whatever. It's modern science. They can just make a clone
without having the pressure of one kid.
Yeah, Ellie can have her own. They can clone Ellie. She can give birth to herself.
Anyways,
there we go.
So we need to discuss Tim Apple.
Okay, I want Tim Apple.
Okay, you can have
Evil
Evil Tim Apple.
Okay, so Evil Tim Apple is, first off, surprisingly not played by Jesse Eisenberg.
No.
Because this was a Jesse Eisenberg character. I'm terrible right now with names and all. He looked familiar.
I don't know what his name is.
I don't know. Well, I'm talking. Why don't you look him up?
Okay.
Why don't you look him up? Give him some due here. So anyways, he tried his damnedest to try to play one of these absent-minded kind of billionaires. Is that...
Not really absent-minded, just
very detached from...
I don't give a shit about anything except for money, CEO.
Yeah, but he wasn't like the old school. He wasn't the old school, like, mustache twirling kind of villain, okay? He wasn't like that. He was the new age, like, the dinosaurs are gonna be one with us because of the nature of things. But then really down, he was just a corporate
His
dick.
name was Campbell Scott.
Campbell Scott! Okay. All right. Like I said, he looked very familiar, and I could not place him through the whole movie.
There might be I think you were right, because his name was in the movies. His name was Louis Dodgson.
Oh my God! God!
So in Jurassic Park, when they sit down at that table,
Dotson, Lewis Dotson,
Dotson.
Lewis Dotson. We got Dotson here.
See, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Oh my God!
So
that was him. Okay.
So it might be him or related to him. So we just had a revelation there.
The best connection, freaking connection in this film was horribly obscure. Good job, company. Or good job. Good job. We had Dotson the whole time and didn't even know it.
I didn't even.
Oh, Newman was right. Nobody cares.
Anyway.
Okay, so Evil Tim Apple. One of the worst villains I've seen in so long. He was so god awful. I was waiting for his ironic death. I was waiting, and here's the thing:
he did have an ironic death.
He did, it was stupid ironic death. It was so dumb. Like, I mean, honestly, I would have had more respect for him dying on the toilet with a T-Rex.
Right.
They could have reenacted that.
I was expecting those big finned.
Me too.
Dimetrodons or whatever.
Yes.
The ones that are crawling that have the big fin on the back.
I was expecting one of those because they were in the tunnels to begin with.
Yeah, they were. I was expecting that to come out.
He was in a tunnel. If you're wondering, he died in a tunnel. He was trying to get away, and he was in like a little, I don't know, Elon Musk style train thing.
Yeah, Hyperloop.
Hyperloop. And he was in that, and it stalled because the heroes of our story were trying to do something, and so they needed the power. Tim Apple would have lived if they wouldn't have been so goddamn selfish.
Yeah. Okay.
We would still have Tim Apple today. No, evil Tim Apple is gone.
Thankfully.
But yeah, he really was. I mean, honestly, like, I would have preferred a I would have preferred a mustache, twirling kind of villain who was like a Bond villain.
Right, but he was just this apathetic, look like an Apple CEO kind of asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, like he did this, okay, so he actually, I guess they showed, did have some good in him. He has some good in him because they decided to burn the island.
No, he didn't decide to burn the island.
Well, no, he didn't.
Because he wanted
his hubris burned it.
Yeah, it was because he decided he wanted to cover up all the evidence that he released, all these locusts on the world. And so he set this whole room of fucking locusts that they had down in the basement on fire. He's like,
their own.
Really great idea. Let's set all these on fire locusts out into the world. And right as he did that, I was sitting next to Chris and I go, oh, now they're on fire.
Oh, now they're on fire. now we have locusts on fire. Not just locusts.
Now they're on fire.
They're fire locusts. And it's like, how did they live so damn long?
I don't know.
They were on fire, and then honestly, guys, it looks kind of cool. I'm going to say that the special effect was kind of cool.
That was cool.
Like, it's like, comes out in like this big, like, fire swarm, and it lasts like 30 minutes. I'm like, these sons of bitches are some resilient goddamn bugs. And then some of them weren't even dead after they burned up because they do a jump scare later.
Yeah, they do.
They come back to life for a second. They do a Jason Voorhees.
In that server room.
Yeah, the servers.
Okay, so, they even ended up in, the server room, all these on-fire locusts down there. And they're, down there battling these locusts that are just still half dead, half alive. And they get axes and tasers and all this shit. And Claire and Ellie are down there just beating the crap out of these half alive locusts that are still crispy, flying all over the place.
Kind of flying all over the place.
Crispy locusts still flying all over the place.
I would say the thing that irritated me the most about this movie, and we can kind of get ready to wrap it up on this, because I could go on longer. Yeah. All right, I could honestly nitpick and keep going with this film as long as I wanted to, but I'm not. I'm gonna end it here. It's, again, even though we're joking and complaining a bit, it's not a terrible film. There are very good elements in this movie. It's just, the script was so freaking bad. Mm-hmm. The actors did the best they possibly could with this movie. I don't think that Chris Pratt had a lot to work with. I mean, he was just generic guy.
Yeah.
I can't blame him for this. That goes for all of the actors. They were handed shitty characters. Except for our legacy characters, they were handed a shitty script. And so that's really what this boils down to. The film itself, from a directorial type of standpoint, I would say was a very well put together film. Extremely good looking. From the same director, strangely enough, as the film I just did here recently, Safety Not Guaranteed. Mm-hmm. A very fun, very light-hearted kind of film, and I would say, watch that movie more than this movie. Don't judge him. I feel this film, we're going to learn later on down the road, had a shitload of studio influence.
Yeah, probably.
I am almost positive that there was stuff like action figure sales involved. The kid factor had to be there.
Yeah.
I think that the director was working with probably some studio bullshit.
I'm not going to lie that I do kind of want a baby dinosaur stuffed animal after seeing that.
I just want a baby dinosaur.
We have one.
Well, I want a baby triceratop.
You kind of have one.
I do.
Beans does look like a baby triceratops.
I mean, they revealed the baby triceratop in the first World movie, but it has been a common theme in all of them. Like, the baby triceratop has showed up in all of them.
Yeah.
They're like, kids love that action figure.
Yep.
Baby triceratops every time.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for joining us on our very first new movie, still in theaters, movie review. So thank you again. If you stuck this all out, please subscribe to the channel if you liked what you saw here today. Give me the old thumbs up. And of course, if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies, even if you didn't like them too much. Because you know what? We're gonna.